Hi, it's Miriam with Engadget, and this is something special for you guys again. As you remember, last week we unboxed the white Nokia N9, and this here is the white Galaxy Nexus. That's right, the white Galaxy Nexus is in the house. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit. As you can see, a little white box here. There's actually written white here in the back, color. And so let's take this out of its box and have a comparison with other devices. So here we go. There it is, the white Galaxy Nexus. As you can see, it says questions, google.com/nexus. And this is what it looks like in the back. There's instructions on how to take the battery cover. So yeah, let's have a look at this phone in a second. First, let's see what's in the box. So as you can see here, there's a little flap. And that seems to be hiding the AC adapter. So there you have it, US AC adapter. Interesting, because the original model did not come with a US adapter, since this is an Unlock HSPA Plus version. So here's a divider, and we see here instructions, both in English and in Spanish. Now let's have a look and see what's inside of here. It just seems pretty straightforward stuff, nothing really too fancy here going on. And so the rest of the box obviously contains the battery here. Same exact battery as the HSPA Plus Galaxy Nexus we reviewed last year. So this is it's got built-in NFC, as you can see here. And then we have the USB cable. So this is just a standard USB on one end and micro USB on the other end, as you can see here. And then finally we have some kind of headset here. So 4-prong, standard spare stuff. You can see they are kind of in-ear type. I'm not going to take these out. I want to take some pictures. You get a feel for this. This is probably the exact same design as the original Galaxy Nexus, the silver gray one. So that's it for the box. Let's have a look at the phone again. So there it is. It's very, very nice. It's interesting. It's actually like not a really shiny, but kind of a satin finish. Not pearlescent. Slightly matte. It's probably going to get dirty, but hey, let's take off the film here, and then let's take off the film in the back as well, and we can have a look at this guy as it was meant to be. So here we go. Same layout exactly as the normal Galaxy Nexus. You get the speaker right here, the Samsung logo, the Google logo. Notice obviously this being an HSPA Plus version does not have any branding, and that's the way it should be. This is a real Nexus, not the fake branded Verizon model. You can see here the 5-megapixel autofocus camera with a flash. So that's pretty much sums up the back of the phone. Let's have a look at the front. The front doesn't look much different other than the white border. You've got the earpiece up here. Some sensors next to the earpiece. Not sure if you can see these right there. And then right next to that is a front-facing camera, 1.3 megapixel. In the bottom you get nothing, since the buttons are fully software-based on Ice Cream Sandwich. Let's see what else. Of course, there is the bottom is really kind of significant on the Nexus. You got the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack here, micro USB charge data port. You can see the microphone up here, primary microphone for talking. I didn't point it out, but there's actually a secondary microphone up here next to the little piece you put your fingers in to pry the battery cover off. Of course, nothing on top. The right hand side has the power lock key, you can see here. And then these 3 gold contacts for a potential dock that we haven't seen yet, I don't think. Certainly not in white. On the left hand side you got the volume rocker here. Again, this is pretty much standard fare Galaxy Nexus layout, but in white. Again, HSPA Plus unlocked. Let me pry the battery cover off. Again, it feels exactly the same as the battery cover on the original. Has that kind of flimsy, bendable feel, but you know what, it's not so bad. It actually is pretty durable. You can see a regular SIM slot here. This has a pentaband radio, HSPA plus 21, so that means it can go on AT&T and T-Mobile in the US. And the 4 contacts for the battery and the NFC. And that's pretty much the back. So I'm gonna put this back on for you guys. I probably should pull out the battery, and we should put it in there so we can turn it on. And put it in here, and we'll put the cover back on. And there we go. Battery cover's back on. Let's start it up. So this is not going to be anything new really per se. We're probably going to see the Nexus animation any second, and then it's probably going to prompt us to sign in, which I'm not going to do. As you can see, so far so good. This is just like a normal Nexus. It vibrated just a second. And here we go. Welcome, English United States. So this is interesting. This looks like from the AC adapter, which is a US AC adapter, and the fact that it's prompting us as English United States, that this is a US bound model. Very unusual. The HSPA Plus version so far has only been available as an import in the US with a European adapter and English UK as the default. So I'm just gonna go start, and then from here it's gonna say SIM card not found, try again. I'm gonna skip that, and here settings, turning Wi-Fi on, and so I'm gonna actually skip that as well, and then I'm not gonna sign into anything since I have no radio. And then Google location, I'm gonna accept this. And then here we go, the phone belongs to, I'm just going to go next, and it's asking me about Google services, and here we are, we're done. Of course I can do all this again from by resetting the phone. As you can see here, it's doing a little bit of a demo, making yourself at home, hit OK, and get out of there. So this is it. The HSPA Plus Galaxy Nexus in white, unlocked. Apparently for the US market, very, very strangely. No official announcement has been made for a US market version of this phone, but the language default and the AC adapter are kind of giving it away. As you can see, the screen is absolutely gorgeous. This is Super AMOLED HD 720p by 1280. Pentile, unfortunately, but you know what? Nobody's going to complain. Look at this. I don't know if you can see the beauty, the color, the deep blacks, the amazing viewing angles. I mean, if you don't need to be convinced, I think. This is a really amazing display. You can see the 3 software keys here. So let's compare this to some other phones. So here is my own personal Galaxy Nexus with some dust on it. This is the HSPA Plus European unlocked version from last fall, the one that I reviewed and we reviewed last. Same brightness settings, everything is exactly the same other than the fact that I'm logged into a bunch of services here. And if you look in them in the back, this is what they look like. So again, gunmetal gray, silverish color versus white. I'm going to swap them over because the lighting is a bit odd here so that you can get a good view, a good feel. And swap them again. There we go. And then let's do the sides. Again, they are the same thickness. They're a little thinner than the Galaxy Nexus for Verizon LTE version. Just going to try to put my finger on the glass back there, this one, so that you can see the thickness. And then maybe the other side. And again, my finger here as a point of reference for thickness. And then the top. And the bottom. And there you go. This is the Galaxy Nexus in white. So now, other comparisons probably appropriate. The first one is the iPhone 4S. Here we are. White iPhone 4S versus Galaxy Nexus HSPA Plus. Since we like arrays of icons here on the iPhone land, let's give you an array of icon on the Galaxy Nexus as well. And then turning them over, you can see again, just like the Nokia N9 in white, the white on the iPhone 4S is kind of more of a yellowish white, whereas this is more of a bluish white, if you want to say it that way. The white balance on the camera right now is pretty dead on, so you're seeing the real thing. Thickness comparison. Of course, the iPhone 4S is about 9 millimeters, and we all know that the Galaxy Nexus has a curved screen and tapers from about 7 millimeters to about 1 centimeter, with maybe 1.1 with the bump down here. And then maybe the other side so that it's fair and you can see it better. The top, trying to line them up for you there. Top, and I'll do the bottom with the headphones so we can compare the headphone jacks, even though it's bottom versus top, the iPhone being symmetric. So there you go. One last phone to compare it to. Actually, let me give you a close-up on the screen, because they're both super high res. If my camera will focus, and I'm in wiggle mode here, but as you can see, this is Super AMOLED HD, which is pentile, non-plus, versus Retina display. So you can see it a little bit better here. And then finally, let's do a comparison with the phone that I showed you last week, the white Nokia N9. Here we go. White Nokia N9 versus Galaxy Nexus HSPA Plus in white, both of them. Very, very beautiful phones, but I have to say the N9 still wins the beauty contest here. The Galaxy Nexus, even in white, just doesn't look quite as sexy. This is shiny white. You can see here clearly. I'm just going to swap them so we can get the lighting, better view. There you go. So both pretty much the exact same shade of white. This is actually a tiny bit yellower than this bluish white. Shiny versus kind of satin matte. Here we go for thickness. Let me actually do it this way. The N9 is actually plays tricks on you. It looks like about 9 millimeters, but it's actually 1.2. It has a bit of a convex shape in the back here. So here we go. Galaxy Nexus HSPA Plus White versus Nokia N9. Both pentaband HSPA radios here. The only two in the world right now that are kind of state-of-the-art phones. I mean, the N8 and a bunch of other Nokias have pentaband radios, but they're not very new anymore. This is what it looks like from the other side. Top here. Let me actually do it the other way. Line them up about right. Here we go. And then the bottom, I'm just going to do the same as I did in the iPhone, since the N9 is symmetric. You can see the headphone jacks here and the thickness at the bottom. Now, the default brightness on the N9 is actually higher than, so don't let that phase you. I'm going to actually change the brightness a little bit on the Galaxy Nexus, so you can see how it looks like when it's got about the same brightness. There we go, as the N9. Now the N9 also has much denser font, thicker, and icons, but I think you get a feel for it. They're both absolutely gorgeous. Pentile OLED displays, but the Nexus resolution is significantly higher. This is only 854, I think, by 480. So there you go, the white Galaxy Nexus HSPA Plus for the US apparently, from Samsung and Google. Beautiful beast. Very much the same as the one we reviewed. There you go. Cheers.